Okay, this is the electric load center, service panel, breaker box, call it what you will. And then I'm going to circle back. You haven't been here yet, but my battery exhausted when I was talking about the water heater, so I'm going to kind of pick that back up. There might be some redundancy because I don't know exactly when it stops when that happens. But what's going on here is this is your dead front cover plate, and this is the labeling for it, and that's called handwriting. Okay, the manufacturer, the code, both of them say it should be printed. See right there. See, it says typical wiring diagram. It's called printing, not handwriting. I didn't write that. I did not write that. I didn't make that rule up. AC is 50 amps. This is bottom right one right here. Let me go through my notes. I have notes. 50 amps. The air conditioning system is properly fused. Okay. We're inside the garage on the garage west interior wall. And what we have here is L1 and L2 do not have protective covers on them. They're supposed to have neoprene protective covers on those. If you don't know that's hot, you don't belong in this cabinet. I get that. There's another thing. We got double, I don't know where it goes to, but we got double grounding. Alright, that's a good thing. But the problem is that this is double lugged. You should have 2 lugs for your grounding. So let me just write that on here, my method. The ground wires were double lugged. Alright, see this white wire right here? That's a hot wire. If you don't know that's hot, you don't belong in this cabinet. It's supposed to be wrapped in black tape. Alright, so white hots. So if you don't know that's hot, you don't belong in this cabinet. I get that. I get that. And see this right in here? This is called paint. See how clean this is? This paint probably is behind here. You can see where it's going. See where it's going? These connections, there's paint on those connections. So we got paint inside the cabinet. That voided the manufacturer's warranty. What else we got? We keep going. We do not have the bonding location. Is it on the water heater? I can't see it. This is a PEX system. Probably not. Probably not. You're supposed to have the bonding location labeled inside this cabinet. We have AFCIs, arc fault circuit protection interrupters, inside the cabinet. These are for the bedroom area, bedrooms and smokes. That's what was required when this home was built. If this home was built this morning and it's not, you'd have it just about everywhere. But you don't. Just like GFCI, you'd have GFCI for the clothes dryer if this house was built this morning, but you don't, because it wasn't. Alright? You see all the wires coming in here? It's called bundling. Even my explanation, the illustration that's baked into the report is somewhat apologetic, and I hate discounting my work. But see these big knockouts, twist outs some people call them, alright? Because we don't know where L1 and L2 are coming in. We don't know where they're coming in from. So we put them in different places. See all these small ones? It's for these wires, because you're only supposed to bring 2 at a time. If you bring in more than 2, it's called bundling and skin effect and all that. It's very common. Very common. Again, I hate discounting my work, but the cure might be worse than the problems that you have with it. Over here, the cabinet is screwed into place. Screws are faster, screws are tighter, I get that. But it should have been nailed into place. Nails have much more shear strength. If this structure were to experience a tornado, for example, you already got a bad day. It blew up your garage. I get that. But this cabinet, this electrical cabinet load center, would stand a better chance of being, somewhat anchored to something and wouldn't be flying around loose, so the first responders had to step over all these sparks to come in and save you. So, now what are the chances of that happening? Probably not very good. Probably not very good. I see a lot of this, just like I see a lot of that. But, that's the issue. So what do we got? We got handwritten. We do not have neoprene covers on L1 and L2. Our grounding is double lugged. We got paint inside the cabinet. We got white hots. We got bundling, and the cabinet was screwed into place. Okay, let's go back over here. And I'll kind of work my way backwards. Well, I don't know. I don't know what's the most organized way to do that. But see this gas piping coming to your water heater? It should have a dip tube, a sediment trap on there so that impurities don't get into your burners. But this thing, again, this thing is like 13 years old. Water heaters last about 10. It's a 50-gallon water heater. There's controversy about this flexible connector here, and I'm of the opinion that nobody's shown me a code that validates that. The code would be if this was threaded, and it's not. It's sweated on. You do not have a care and use manual, and your T&P valve and those water connectors should be insulated. So.